You can talk now naturally with your car. They are losing market share to the Chinese. If we can save life and make cars safer, we are very open to share that.
Welcome to The Big Question, the Euronews series where we sit down with some of the biggest names in business. I'm Eleanor Butler, and today I'm joined by Håkan Samuelsson, CEO of Volvo Cars. So let's start off with a broad look at the auto sector here in Europe. What are the key trends, but also the major challenges?
I think three new things, three challenges. One is the position we have on the Chinese market is getting much tougher. New Chinese competitors, especially then new electric cars coming in on the market. That's something new for the European brands in China. They are losing market share to the Chinese, especially in the electric ones. And the other is, of course, all of the talks now about tariffs that change how we can export cars to the US. We have been big exporters of cars from Europe to both China and to US. That has changed, and we need to adapt to a new situation. On top of that, the third one is, of course, electrification. We need to electrify because of the climate challenge, but I think also electric cars are a better solution for customers.
Back in 2021, Volvo announced that it would be all electric by the end of the decade. Now you've scaled that down, aiming for a 90% electric and plug-in hybrid mix by 2030. Can you tell me about that decision?
I think our future as a company, I think, still is as an all-electric company. And what we see now, maybe we're a bit over-optimistic that this could be reached already 2030. I mean, in some regions, the charging infrastructure is not yet there. So I think we need to rely on the possibilities to drive on a combustion engine when you lack charging possibilities. So I think to have a credible end date for combustion cars needs to be combined with a very credible date also for investments and expansion of the charging networks. Otherwise, of course, it will not be possible to be all electric 2035.
And another of Volvo's major aims is safety. So actually, I believe that it was one of your engineers who invented the three-point seatbelt back in the 1950s. Can you tell us how you're prioritizing safety at the moment?
Safety always is a part of our brand. We do much more than the standards require, and of course, we use modern technology, AI, to be even better. Best example is, of course, if we're going to have self-driven car or cars with advanced autopilots, that's really where you need AI to really recognize everything on the road and have very natural control of the car. But also in the safety areas, I'm very proud of our new seatbelts, which adapt now to the body size of the passengers. That's something that, of course, makes the seatbelt even better.
And will you be sharing this technology with other firms, or would you keep it to yourself to support Volvo's competitiveness?
No, I think we have an opinion of sharing that. I mean, if we can save life and make cars safer, we are very open to share that with anybody who wants to use it.
Now, let's talk about tariffs. US President Donald Trump has put a 25% duty on imported cars and car parts. How is that affecting Volvo?
It's very difficult then, of course, to export cars out of Europe, at least with the profitability, because cost increase, of course, when you bring them in. So we need two ways to react. One is to hope that the European Union could strike a deal with the US about a reasonable tariff system for the car sector. I don't think it's over-optimistic either to believe that there is a possibility for such a deal. But independently of that, I believe also we need to produce more locally. So we are strengthening our Americas region, not just to sell imported cars, but also to build more cars in the US. And we are very happy to have a factory in Charleston, South Carolina, and we're now looking into utilizing that more, adding a car line to our lineup there. So we need now to find a bit sort of bread and butter model that can sell in high volumes, which we can deliver faster to our customers and of course reduce stock and transportation costs. So local production is not only a cost increase, it has advantages also. So even if the tariffs would come down to a more reasonable level, we still need to use our factory more than we do today.
And Chinese EV firms are competing for customers in Europe, but are you worried that a glut of Chinese cars could potentially make their way to Europe if they are diverted away from the US because of tariffs?
We will have very tough competition from new Chinese EV players. And then the sooner we get used to that and the sooner we start developing our cars, the better. There is really no protection in form from tariffs or other ways. The only protection for our industry is that we shape up and we will need to be more competitive.
And in China, you're facing fierce competition from firms like BYD that offer low-cost models. Can you effectively challenge these firms for market share in China?
Yeah, for sure we will try to do that, and so we need to be better there. And I think to be better, we need also to make the business in China a bit more regional. We need to listen more to the local people in the region and adapt a bit to local habits and local taste, and also have some cars that are special maybe for the Chinese market.
And looking ahead, how do you see the future of personal transport?
Electric cars with advanced autopilots is both from convenience and environment a good solution for long-range travel, a very personal way of traveling. But of course it does not solve the problem with congestions on the roads. So I think we also, of course, need other concept. I think high-speed trains, for example, is a very convenient way of traveling long distances in Europe. That has to be developed and expanded, I think. But looking into ours, electric cars with autopilot, we are well prepared for future convenient transports.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights for The Big Question.
Thank you.